Assalamu alaikum. Bilal Ibn Rabah, radiallahu anhu. He was an Abyssinian slave owned by Ben Kaf. And they were always trying to convert him because Ben Haf and the rest of his slave masters were all non-believers. They worship idols. And they wanted to get him to worship these idols so bad, to give up on his faith, to give up on the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. And they would torture him, put large rocks on his back, let the horses drag him behind and say, hey, what's your price? Give up on your faith. Give up on Islam. And he would always say, Adhan, Adhan. One God, one God. And this upset them so much. And then one day the Prophet, may peace be upon him, went to his companions and said, is there anyone here who could buy Bilal, radiallahu anhu, out of slavery? And Abu Bakr stepped forward, radiallahu anhu. And he asked the price from Ben Haf. And Ben Haf told him 10 gold coins. And Abu Bakr, true to his word, radiallahu anhu, returned to the slave master and gave him those 10 coins. The slave master laughed and he said, if you had just haggled for 1 gold coin, I would have sold them to you. And Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu, replied that if you had said 100 gold coins, I would have given it to you for Bilal Ibn Rabah, radiallahu anhu. Now, one night as well, as a part of Bilal's story, and at this point, he was a free man. Abdullah ibn Zayd said he had a dream where an angel came to him with the words of the Adhan. And Bilal, radiallahu anhu, went to the top of the masjid, An-Nabi, and he said, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And the workers stopped. The mothers stopped cooking and stopped tending for the kids and went to the prayer as they were commanded. Now, Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, went to Bilal ibn Rabah, radiallahu anhu, and he said to him, go to the top of the Kaaba and give the Adhan. Now, at that time, there were a bad connotation as far as slaves and black men or people of African descent, if you would say that. And there was a group in particular, one of them being Utab. And he said, I'm glad my dad passed away before seeing this day. A black man ascending the Kaaba and giving the Adhan. Now the Prophet approached them and he knew their conversation. And it struck them because they were like, no one was around to hear what we were saying about Bilal ibn Rabah, radiallahu anhu. And at that point, with the Prophet calling them out with knowledge that they don't know how he was able to glean, they converted to Islam on the spot. Now, this is going into the theory, as a lot of people have come to agree on, that Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, was showing them a token, just a small part of what he wanted to create. Because Bilal ibn Rabah, radiallahu anhu, had left the servitude of man and had reached the servitude of Allah. Now he passed away in the 20th year of Hijrah and is buried in Damascus.